everybody, my name is Cheri. Welcome to my stamp studio and welcome to my little series that I'm doing on the end of celebration. It is, this year we're just having one celebration and it ends at the end of February, and while supplies last, so things will start to run out now that we're here at the end. So if there's something that's on your list, you want to make sure that you get it now before it's gone forever. Before I get going on today's card, it's so cute and it's so super fast, so I have a little bit of extra time. I want to remind you that I still have registration going for my online spring mini retreat. So they're video based. The videos will post early to mid March, not too early in March, but my goal is around probably the 12th to the 15th. I can't do it at the exact same time I'm doing my card club, and I start preparing for that around the 10th of the month, so it'll be a little bit after that. But we're going to do embossing paste is the theme. We'll mix 6 cards together. These are the 3 sets that I'll be using. Each of these has a video, so you can go watch it. We're going to use a silly goose, and on this one I gave her some little feathers. We're going to use Taco Fiesta, and on this one I made a background with a stencil. This one I didn't use the paste, but I just wanted to show you the set. It's Best Day. So there's several ways you can participate. You don't have to get the stamp sets. You can just get the card supplies. You can just get the videos, or you can get the whole thing. You can use your own sets if you want. So it's kind of up to you how you want to do it. But registration is open for that. Information's on my website, in my email list. Then as we go through the end of celebration from the 14th to the end of the month, everybody who places an order with me goes into a drawing to win the scenic garden. I have several of these and I'll be giving them all away. So for as many sets as I have of these, for as many orders as I have that are placed over $75, I will do a drawing. And I did do this earlier in the month for over 100. $100 orders, and there were a couple people who didn't win. You're going back into the drawing. So if you were one of those, then don't worry because you're back in. Complete details are on this video, which will have already posted by the time this video goes up. And I'm gonna try. I won't get to everything, but I'm gonna try to get to a lot of things, as many things as I can for celebration before the month's out. So I have to do my card club videos. So I know if you don't do my classes and you're not in my card club and you don't do my try it, some months it may seem like I don't post as many things. I probably do, it's not half, but close to half of my videos are private, and just for people who take my classes in one way, shape, or form, or for my downliner in some way like that. So what you see publicly is a fraction, maybe half of what I do regularly. So, and one thing I'm going to do on the farm celebration paper today, this was my VIP video card for my project for people who purchased from my website this month. So I have used this paper on more than one occasion, but I don't know that any of it's on my public channel. So I wanted you to see that card. I guess let's do this. If you didn't purchase from me in January and you didn't get that VIP video card, and you do purchase something and you get this paper and you want to see the instructions for that card, then email me and I'll send you that. You have to buy it. You get this paper. So every month I give thank you gifts, and every month I do 2 special projects that are only for people who purchased from me the month before. So this month, everybody that purchases in February, in early March, they usually go out the 10th of the month. I don't know why I have so many things that happen on the 10th of the month. I do that to myself. I guess it's just easy to remember. I got to do all this on the 10th, and it all leads up and builds up to the 10th. I call them my VIP projects, and it's a thank you, a way to say thank you to everybody who purchases from me. But they're special projects, and they also get the supplies depending on how much they spend. Every month it's a little bit different. So this month I already know one of the projects they're going to do, but that's a perk from buying from me as well. So I am going to use On the Farm for this card. The paper is the On the Farm paper, that's celebration paper, and it matches this set. This will happen every time since they started doing coordinating paper. The On the Farm bundle is adorable, completely adorable, and it is in the January to April mini catalog. And so sometime in the end of March or the beginning of April, one of y'all is going to email me and say, I can't find the paper that goes with this stamp set, and it's because it will be gone. Because if it's still available to the end of the day, it will be there till the 28th, but often the papers sell out before the end of the catalog. So if you are planning on getting this set, get the paper now before it's gone. It is so cute, and you can make the cutest little projects with it. And I will do something, I'll try to do something else where I use more of them, because we did do a project, and it was at an in-person event that I did, where we used these tiny little, look how cute these little dies are. They're so cute. Oh, I should put this one on here. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to add this to the card I'm doing now, because I didn't. Look at those teensy tiny little bunnies. You could make a little Easter card, little tiny ducks. So tiny. But we used these on our project that we did at my camp. We did use, we made a really fun card with this in my Try It class. And then you saw, here, I'm going to show you this again. This is the way the sheep cuts out. So it can cut out just the stamp here. Or you can add these little curlicues on it. Isn't that adorable? And it just puts the little curlicue hair on it, the little wool. So it's a really fun set. And then I wanted to show you all of the things that I'm not using. It does the little hills, does the pigs, the hay bale. These must be the different flowers, the clouds. I'm not using any of these. And I wasn't going to use, I didn't use the windmill on my first card because it was still in the baggie. Anytime we have the super tiny little dies, I go ahead and just stick them in a box. And then all this gets put back in here so I don't lose it. So you're going to be just completely shocked how quickly this card goes together. I think I'll have enough of this. You have one ink color, Cherry Cobbler. Now, I kind of designed this for a child. Super cute, but if you, a lot of guys, a lot of people who, you know, enjoy country life, they would like this card as well. Part of the reason I think it's going to fit is I used a stamp that I didn't end up putting on the card. So I think we'll be able to make it work. So I'm going to stamp the cow. Everything's just stamped in Cherry Cobbler. This is just a scrap piece of basic white. So there's the cow. And then let's get the barn. I just picked out images to stamp that were in the paper. So there's the barn. I couldn't get any closer to the top of that paper. I wasn't looking. I was looking at this paper. Here's the little chicken. Here's the silo. Here are the little tree grouping, which is barely on this piece. When you cut your paper like this, you're always going to get a little bit different. Okay, and then let's pull our cut and emboss machine over here. These will just cut out. The windmill just cuts out a shape, a silhouette of a windmill. So I'll do that. You don't need to see me do those. But I did want to show you how to do this one. Now, every card that you do with this is going to be a tiny bit different because it comes with this little kind of like landscape builder. It also has those hills that I showed you. I didn't use the hills. But you don't want to cut, I really didn't want to cut my barn in half because I'm going to try to build a kind of a landscape, but just with one color. And I really didn't want to cut an obvious head off, which happened when I did my VIP project this month too. I don't want to cut a head off. Now, if I cut one of these little chicken guys' heads off, it is what it is, right? But I'm going to try not to cut a cow head or a lamb head right off. There's, oh, I guess there are pigs. There weren't any pigs on my other one. Oh, there are. I can see them now. So you just put this on here and then run that through. But I didn't want to hack my barn in half because if you're creating a landscape, you'll be able to cover up some of the little animals if they lose their little heads. It's a barn, right? The reality of barn life is some of the animals may lose their heads, but they don't have to on our card. So I went this direction. Now I'm going to flip my land this way so the hills are a little bit different. And again, if I put it there, we can avoid any slaughter on the card. There we go. So you just angle it on your paper. And there's the paper in here. There's such cute papers. And there's more than one design that you'd be able to do this kind of a card with. So there's that. Now I'm gonna run these through. All right, so those are cut out. Now we need to piece this together. I just have another half sheet of white cardstock. Fold this together. And we're gonna start, so we were gonna do a landscape, so we want it to come towards us, which means we're gonna start with the back piece because we want it to be the farthest away so it will be the flattest. Now this one's a little bit smaller than my other one. I'm gonna add some adhesive to the back. My other one was a little bit easier to do because it was a little bit fatter up here, but we'll make this one work. I have some black twine. I wanted something on it. I tried the black and white gingham. I tried some of the craft colors, but I already knew I wasn't going to have any embellishments on it because you don't want to detract from the cute little farm scene. And again, I was kind of thinking a card for a child, so you don't want to spend too long on it, although they do like embellishments. You could add one of the butterflies or something if you're giving it to a little girl. You can always find a way to add an embellishment, but I was keeping it kind of really on the farm. So let's put this here. So you can see I have this back here and then I have this ready to tie. So now we can add this to the card. Put it almost to the top and then in the center. That's why I put a lot of adhesive back here so it would hold that all down. And then I'm going to lift this up down here. Add some there. And now you can tie your bow. My other card I will show you. I keep a giant stack of white cardstock here that's already cut. So the other one's cut long ways. And I'll show you why it was a little bit easier to add the ribbon. I should have done that one for the video, but you know, the odds are I would have just one when I needed to cut that way. You could also use Seal Plus for this and then it would hold it a little bit better. This will be fine once I have it and I can push on it hard. And you're just tying a simple tie your shoestrings on your shoe bow. Here we go. And now just take your hand up here where all that adhesive is and flatten that down. Perfect. Now your next one is going to be this level here. My other one, they're much more centered because of the way the designs are on the paper. But they'll all fall different if you do a 12 by 12, if you do several designs. So in this one, we're going to do dimensionals and we're going to do 1. And that's how we're going to keep our layers at different heights. So just go right back up to where it goes. And layer that on. So that one's a little bit higher. Now we're going to do dimensionals and we are going to do 2, which means you're going to put 1 on. Make sure you take the back off because it won't stick to the backing. If you put it on just right on top, it'll just fall off if it just has the backing on. But they stick to each other. So now this one's going to be a little bit higher than the one in front of it. And when it's just this paper, you don't really notice because it's all red, but once you get the other stuff on top of it, you'll notice. And again, just kind of line those back up. Now we have a graduated background. So again, you want to start with these. If this was, it looks like, what's the show with the giant dog? Because you can't put this cow right next to this barn because the scale's off. It's designed to go where the barn is in the background and the cow is in the front. So you don't have an option. Dimensional backings everywhere. She's got to go up in the front. And she's a she because she's got udders. So make sure you just kind of put adhesive on her feet because she's going to go up. You don't want her to attach herself to the next level. You want her to stay lifted up there. And just kind of push down on her feet. And then see how much smaller these are than the paper. So they can go clear up here on this one. On the other one, I couldn't put them up there because they were going to be right on top of the other one. But this can just be the neighbor's barn. Way off in the distance. And I can tuck it in between here because we have this little thing. So the neighbor's barn is off in the hills. And just think about where you're putting your adhesive, because this one can go on the whole thing because it's there. And then we have this fun little windmill that I don't have on my other one. And I'm just gonna put it with this barn here. And then we have some trees. Again, they can go with this barn, if I can pick them up. Then our little chicken. I'm gonna put her right over the top of this little pigs because they're super tiny compared to our cow. Again, you're giving it to a child or it's art. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not to scale all the way anyways. So here's this one. I do love that I was able to get that barn, and I like having this. It needs a little bit of adhesive here. There we go. Here's my other one. Okay, and see how I had to do this ribbon because that was the only place I had to put that on. You could do a false front. This one, because my card opened like this, I can just wrap my ribbon around it. So if you're starting from scratch, just cut your paper long ways and then it'll be a little bit easier to get your ribbon on there. I should do another little windmill and put it up here because that windmill's adorable. There you go. So this paper is free with a $50 purchase if you purchase the set. Where did I put my catalog? The bundle is $51.25. So as long as the paper's still available when this video posts, then just get the bundle and then you can get the paper completely free. If you bump it to 75, then you go into the drawing. And I don't remember what levels. I think one of my levels of gifts this month is 50. But make sure you use the host code so you get whatever the gifts are and you get the VIP videos later. Have a great one, guys, and come back to see how you can come back and check on me and see how many things I get done before the end of the month. Have a great one. Bye.